Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Marissa McDonald here. And so yesterday, oh gosh, you're going to get us kicked off.
We do not own the rights to the song or music.
So yesterday we did, or I did a live about misconceptions of being a beauty guide or misconceptions about LimeLife. Hey Sarah, say hello everybody when you join in. If you are a beauty guide, feel free to share this because we're going to be talking about, we're not having the sex talk.
We're talking about sex. Tonight on
I already
Facebook,
had one of those.
we're talking about sex. The good, the bad, and how not to talk to your kids about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're talking about LimeLife tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I got the schedule mixed up.
Yeah, he
Apologize.
skipped out on that conversation earlier.
Conference
so.
call. Conference call.
I got stuck with that conversation today. So we're not having that again. Say hello, everybody. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Francie. Haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're doing well, girl. Okay, so let's talk about
Sex. Oh, sorry.
LimeLife.
LimeLife.
And just even like relationship marketing in general. I think there's a lot of stigma around relationship marketing, right?
I would agree.
And I think that on Facebook you'll see people that are very
Opinionated right now.
opinionated. That's a good word. Opinionated. This is why I have him here, because he articulates things in a different way than I do. So yes, opinionated.
She has me here because I'm the eye candy. And apparently, never mind, I won't say that. But yeah, no, relationship marketing has got some stigmas, right? Just like a lot of professions. But, you know, tonight we'll talk about some of that, and I'll share some real life insights from my professional world.
Do you want to tell everybody what you do for those who don't know?
Yeah, so I am a vice president of sales. So if you imagine a pyramid, I'm kind of near the top of the pyramid. Now, in my job, I focus on consumer in-store marketing. So Wi-Fi, scent marketing, digital signage, menu boards, music, messaging. People call a store, they want to know what time they close because of COVID, and they hear an on-hold message. That's what I do. So, and after 9 years, I think 9 years, 9 dog years maybe, with dog years 7 years.
7 years.
So that'd be 63 years of digital marketing experience. In dog years, I went to the consumer side of things and really focused on how do we draw conversions in the moment. And you're probably all thinking like, Marty, it's COVID, it's a pandemic, everything's closed, your business has got to be in the tank. And we've had some struggles as a company, but we've also had a lot of great things too. And so I think my years of experience in working with some great people has taught me a lot of things. But you know, the biggest myth that I would probably throw out there, and I've said this in actual meetings, is that, you know, what I do is no different than relationship marketing. You know, people think about pyramid schemes and all that stuff, and it's really not anywhere different in corporate America, because at corporate America is the top, you know, C-levels, CEOs, board of directors, maybe equity-backed groups that hold the ownership stake of a company, whatever the case may be. They're at the top. And as you start coming down lower, you have, you know, vice presidents. Then you have senior directors, managers, coordinators, all sorts of like fancy titles, all the way down to Bob the janitor, right? And if you really start to kind of line all that out, guys, it's a pyramid, right? That's not a tinfoil hat conspiracy by any stretch, but it's just how it is. Look at how city governments work. That's probably the biggest pyramid scheme out there is municipal government, in the sense that you've got 7 people on the city council, a city manager, department heads and directors, and then all the people that actually do the work, right? And so...
And I talked yesterday in my live about, even if you're at Sephora, you have a store manager who then has sales goals to reach and maintain, and they're tasked with hiring women who love makeup and who want to sell the product and building a team that's going to perform.
Yeah. So if you think that relationship marketing is a pyramid, I would challenge you to stop thinking that way. In fact, I would force you to stop thinking that way and really look at all the other aspects out there. It's a stigma. You might think, hey, it's not cut out for me, but stop and think about your ascension and your job and your current world that you're working in. Whether you worked your way up from a manager up to a vice president, you're working and functioning in that same and similar type of environment, whether you're in sales, whether you're in accounting, finance, whatever the case may be. Guys, you still have that upward trajectory and the outline of a pyramid. So, Marissa, how do we want to do this?
Well, I wanted to point out, though, that a few years ago, we partnered with L'Occitane, which is a global beauty brand, very well known across the globe. And the CEO of L'Occitane, he actually came to LimeLife and said, I like what you guys are doing. I like how conscious you are of the products and the ingredients and how they're sourced. And he actually said, he has retail stores all across the globe, but he said that what we are doing here is the future of retail. And he said that 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I really, truly believe that it's the best of both worlds. So you have this ease of online shopping. I have a website. I don't carry any stock on hand or anything like that. And I talked about this in my live last night as well. If you have any questions about other misconceptions, you can check that one out. But it's the ease of online shopping, but really we're providing personal service and, consultations. I was just chatting with some customers today about how to color match for foundation. Like, I take the guesswork out of online shopping for you, and I help you find the products that are going to be the best for you. And so it really truly is the future of retail. It's online shopping with a personal shopper right here for you. Right?
It is, and really the dynamics of COVID-19 have changed a lot of things. They've changed how we've all interacted. I'm not going to get into, theories on masks and all that and vaccines and all that, but you really have to stop and look at how businesses have been forced to fundamentally adjust. And it's a good thing. A lot of brands, major brands, Kirkland's, for example, they were overbuilt. They had too many store locations to begin with. And how a lot of these brands worked is they needed locations to lose money and have inventory write-offs. So it would adjust on the EBITDA on the backside for the brand as an example. I'll give you a great example. In the old historic town of Maricopa, a Walgreens shell sat empty for 8 years. 8 years. Walgreens would never want to sell it.
Just the building, nothing in it. They never opened it. It literally was just an empty building for 8 years. They had just sitting.
And they took the loss. They wanted the loss of the property, the loss of revenue. They took the hit for real estate taxes, things of that sort, because in the big picture, the mathematical construct, that was an advantageous thing for them to do. But you look at businesses today, restaurants have had to change. They've had to go to more e-delivery options. They've had now time to refine their remote ordering, their pickup systems. You see Best Buy has posted one of their highest quarters in company history, and they were forced to close their stores and forced to go to a different type of operational model. And in fact, what Best Buy is actually going to be doing going forward is shuttering more locations and converting them into micro distribution hubs and centers to get product to you faster. So you have to understand, everyone out there, the world of retail has fundamentally shifted. It's not going to go back. It's the new normal, and Lord knows I don't like that phrase, but there is a fundamental shift, colossal shift. And so when you look at businesses like LimeLife and what Marissa can do and what her team has the ability to do, this will be how a lot of businesses shift their model going forward. So it's going to be kind of crazy, but fun.
And so kind of going back to, taking away that stigma of relationship marketing, so Marty talked about his job and we're going to kind of like simplify it a little bit. So Marty, like when you sell something, like what are you doing?
It's real simple. I find a need and fill a void. And whether that's in-store music and messaging, or they want their hotel lobby to smell like gardenias and something fruity and floral, there's a need, we find it, we uncover it, and our product fills the void.
And that's what I do. Someone comes to me and says, Marissa, I need something for my aging skin. I'm noticing a little more fine lines than I'm used to, or that I'd like to admit I have, or I have some sunspots from being out in the sun too much. I can help them find a solution to their problem. And it's really no different.
Nope, zero.
So as far as like being a problem solver for your customers.
That's what I do. I solve problems. That's what I put on my business card. I solve problems. Major Brand is going to reveal a new major program nationwide here, probably in another 30 days. And said major brand has issues with staffing levels because of COVID, and it puts a strain on their telephone operating system. So we're going through trying to figure out how to best serve and provide information with a limited amount of people to basically address one of the most important aspects of a business. It's the phone. And so through some creative problem solving and some innovative workarounds, we've got a solution identified that we're going to put into place for said major brand. It's really trying to understand, what the true problem is and provide the best experience that I can personally provide in that process to my potential buyer.
Yeah. And the same with me, as far as trying to provide a good experience for my customers. I mean, LimeLife has created some really cool programs that we are unleashing. One of them is something called Save a Cart. So if I am dealing with a person who is not tech savvy, I can go in and I can load up the cart with everything that they say that they want, and all I have to do is send that cart to them and they can just pay and check out, and they don't have to try to navigate through the website and find all the different things. Mm-hmm. We have an app that is going to be launching very soon. We just started a customer loyalty program. So a lot of really cool things to support our customer and provide a happy experience. So as far as like team, you manage a team of sellers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyone that's in sales management has had people underneath them, and sometimes sellers do good things, sometimes they do average things, and sometimes they do bad things. And in the world I live in, you have to take the good with the bad, and you are hit with a quota. I've carried a quota for so long, it just seems like it's part of my life. And you get the good with the bad. There's been times where my team has not hit goal. There's been times where
There's been times where my team hit goal and his did not.
Yeah, that's some bullshit, but is what it is. But there's been times where I've been reprimanded because my team didn't perform. And I know that's hard to fathom that someone could reprimand me, but I've had my backside handed to me a few times. But that's life, right? That's pressure. Anyone who's been in athletics, you want that opportunity. I'll give you a great example. Last night, as we're trying to form this new updated Ranger baseball team. We had a kid trying out, and he was finishing his bullpen. And at the same time, I had 9 other kids standing around, and we're all kind of taking a break because it was hot and swampy out here in the Midwest. And I barked out to the kid and said, "Hey, here's your situation. You just came in with the bases loaded, 2 outs. The winning run's at third base. No, tying run, I'm sorry, is at third base, and it's a 3-2 count. And depending on what you do here, you can walk in the winning run or you can strike the guy out." And you can immediately see this 15-year-old kid just pucker up. And he took a deep breath and threw a pitch that was probably slightly elevated in the strike zone. So I said, the batter fouled it off. You get one more shot. And he dialed it in and put a little extra mustard on the ball, threw a nice, great fastball right on the corner that we wanted. And this is a kid who just started pitching, I don't know, 2 months ago is what I was told. And he's probably already sitting at about 78, 79, 80 miles an hour in his velocity with no formal training. So diamond in the rough type kid. Well, I say that because whether you're doing sales like I do for a corporation, or you do relationship sales, or you're a lawyer, or you're a hairdresser, or you're an office manager, or you're whatever, you're faced with pressure every day of your life. And with the pandemic, you got more pressure, okay? Because there's all these unknowns. And I say that because you have to be willing to embrace that. You have to be able to step up into the batter's box, take a hack. You're either going to hit it, foul it off, ground out, strike out, do something, right? And you will fail not only in relationship marketing, not only in real life, if you're a store manager at Chipotle, or you're in sales or whatever, you're going to fail more than you're going to have success. And so it's important to understand that when we talk about managing a team, problem solve, selling products, like, you have to embrace it. And in a sadistic way, you have to really like it too. And you're probably sitting there thinking, right as I say that, why? I don't like that pressure. Well, I would also challenge you that if you don't like pressure and you just like the things that kind of stay even Steven, where are you ultimately going to get in life? There has to be a challenge. I can point to many situations with this one where she was afraid to step out of her shell, right? I can tell you the conversation she had earlier today with our kids 4 years ago. No way she does that by herself. Absolutely not. That's not her cup of tea. That's not how she was raised. But LimeLife has really allowed her to blossom and bloom in a lot of professional ways. So a little bit of a rant there, but that's kind of the beautiful part about this opportunity.
Yeah. Well, and then, you don't have to have a team here at LimeLife, but, I choose to pursue those goals and there's something really for everybody here, but, just like he has challenges and sales goals to meet and people to empower, that's what I love about this company is those friendships that I make with my team, and the, really my goal here is to empower women and to help them earn some money, as a stay-at-home mom. And Marty saw it way before I ever did. But he actually signed me up from my previous company without me even knowing. And he's like, I think you need this. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I have no desire to to join a relationship marketing company. Mm-hmm. None at all. And, that company was fun. Like, I liked the people, but it just wasn't my cup of tea, I guess, But when I found LimeLife, Marty could probably tell you, he was away on the road, and I called him and I said, I found this company. I think I want to join it. And I think he probably thought, why is she calling me? What is going on?
I don't like to be bothered while I'm on the road. It really screws up my stories that I share in my expeditions during the evening hours.
So I called him and I'm like, I I didn't even wait for him to get home from his business trip. I'm like, I think I'm going to join. And he's like, well, if you have a plan, then make it happen. And so I turned around and I used the very last money on my paycheck from my previous company, which really, I think, like, I didn't even hardly make any sales with that company at all. So the fact that there was any money on this card was incredible. But it was just enough to cover the kit. Mm-hmm. And so I bought the kit, and there's just something different about this company. And I think he kind of recognized that there was just like a fire lit. And
there was, yeah. No, she really took off. And I tell you, how long have you been doing this? 3 years? 4 years?
4 years in October, after your birthday.
Wow. So for 4 years. And what's really neat is something that actually happened this week personally is, as you guys know, our daughter Marley is just a bundle of joy and an amazing daughter. Like, no joke. I give her a hard time all the time. I think the absolute world of her. She is incredibly beautiful, smart, intelligent, absolutely funny. I can never let her know, though, how funny she is, because I got to try to keep her humble. And I know she's somewhere in this house right now, probably listening to me. She's either at the top of the stairs or the bottom of the stairs. And I'm going to see this blonde-haired terrorist pop out and smile. But one of the coolest things is she's been trying to start her own lip gloss business. And it's funny because Mama Bear is like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. And like, she's got to do this, this, and this. And it totally took the Marty view and the pragmatic, like, what about your research and development? What about this? How do you know it's, you're going to have to test it on lab animals to see if it kills the lab animals? Like, all this stuff is going on. But what I was sitting there watching is, what really it was is our daughter's been inspired by seeing her mother become successful in business, that she wants to do something for herself. That's the impact that this type of opportunity can have. And so when we talk about empowering women, it's not just putting $2 extra in your back pocket and having a nice mani-pedi day. It's about inspiring those who are around you that are watching you, but you might not realize it. And so here's our blonde-haired semi-terrorist tornado who's been watching her mom have success and do lives for LimeLife and do all this fun stuff and help people and answer questions in the car and when we're going to a softball tournament. And it's inspired her. And that's where the empowerment truly comes from. So you also have to think about ways that you can impact other people's lives through this program.
And then as far as like being a seller, you have a comp plan that rewards hard workers and people who go out and hustle.
Yeah. As Bruce Arians, the former coach of the Arizona Cardinals, said, and now Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no risk it, no biscuit, right? You have success, you should be paid and you should be compensated for that success. And it's not a situation where like, oh, I'm going to make like thousands and thousands of dollars a month. Now you can, and I've actually had the opportunity in Cabo this year to shake hands with people who have made a shit ton of money with LimeLife.
$40,000 a month.
Yeah, no joke. And I was like, no way. And Marissa kept telling me, yes way, I want to retire you. And I'm like, well, get working. Retire me for that kind of money per month. Retire me. I will gladly step away and consult on a variety of projects, including how to deliver sex ed talks to your kids. But
you missed out on that.
You missed out on that. No, I did. Oh yeah, you're right. I did. Anyways, but the whole point of it is I have a comp plan that pays me X dollars if I hit a bonus for individual performance, X dollars. Anyone in sales is going to have that. If you're a store manager at a Godfather's Pizza, you get food bonuses. If your food costs are below a certain percentage or a certain point, you get a percentage bonus for cutting your food costs. So if you wonder why the cheese is a little light on your pizza, Well, it's probably because the store managers getting a little bump if they can keep the cheese costs down. So it's like that in any job out there. LimeLife is no different.
No, I mean, I can choose to just make commissions on my own sales if I don't want to build a team, but if I want to inspire other women and link arms with other women and run with it, then, yeah, I'm gonna get rewarded if you do well. I'm gonna get rewarded if I help you rise. And the really, I think, thing that's different about LimeLife is they don't allow me just to sit here and not work and earn money off of my team, which some other companies do. They allow you to bring in a team and then you have to sit back and do nothing. And that doesn't work here. So here I have certain sales goals that I have to hit, and I have certain sales goals that my team has to hit if I want to earn those bonuses. And so it really is no different than a corporate sales job.
Not one bit.
Okay, so there really is something here for everybody, and we're gonna wrap this up real quick, but it really can be something as a stay-at-home mom looking for something extra, looking for a little side income, spending money, and you can grow that to be something more. And I talked about this last night on my live, but never as a teacher, never did someone tell me, Marissa, if you hunker down really hard, if you do all the things that I am coaching you to do, you can make $40,000 a month. Never as a teacher was that ever an opportunity. And as a receptionist, never did I have the opportunity to just work from home, work on my phone, work at a practice, work in the car on the way to a tournament. Never did I have the time freedom. And so it really is an opportunity here to just really take of it what you will. It takes work. It takes a lot of consistency and persistency and not getting your feelings hurt when someone says, no, I don't want to try that or whatever. But I think the rewards here are amazing.
Yeah, no, they were. I mean, we had fun in Cabo earlier this year, and that was a result of her hard work and dedication, and I enjoyed the fresh tableside guacamole and the Don Julio tequila a lot for 4 days. But, it comes down to a few things, right? It comes down to you're punching a clock for somebody, or you can start to punch a clock for you. We talk about an investment, right? Just to get started, there's a lot of different ways, and the barriers to get into this world and this business with LimeLife are pretty low compared to a lot of other places. But you invest when you wake up in the morning. Okay, take LimeLife out of the equation. When you wake up in the morning, your first investment is to check your phone. Your second investment is probably to go to the bathroom, take a shower, brush teeth, do all that stuff. Third investment is getting the kids up and running. It's the other investments that you make throughout the day. It's the next 8 hours at your job, or 10, or 12, depending on your situation, OT. Maybe it's that second part-time job that you're working, waiting tables. It's those investments. You're not investing necessarily in yourself, you're investing in someone else. And there's a mind shift, there's a paradigm bust, all the other fun, cute phrases that you have to realize, but you have to make a decision at some point in your life. When am I going to invest in me? And I'm going to get really raw and really personal here. She was a teacher, made $32,000 a year, $30,000?
28 to start, and then I was on a pay freeze for like 5 years.
Okay, so let's just say 32, just for simplicity's sake. When we had some unfortunate things happen to our family, and namely unfortunate things happened to me, we were left with, no joke, about 30 cents in our checking account one day. 30 cents. My parents, God bless them, they chipped in, helped us with house payments, car payments, things to keep the roof over our heads, our kids' heads. Several times that, the repo man showed up to take away our Nissan Armada. And once we were able to kind of navigate through, and I took a lot of crazy jobs, and, I will always forever be thankful to my buddy Isaac Salcedo for giving me a job at a golf course, scrubbing clubs and picking up range balls. Because
in the middle of winter.
Yeah, no one would hire me. And I'd have to get up at like 3 a.m. or 2:30 just to be at the golf course in time to set the course, set the carts, do all that. And once that happened, life slowly transitioned. And then when some of my legal challenges were over, I was fortunate enough to get hired by a major company in Phoenix and really the world in Gannett, and worked for a company called Gannett Local at a whopping $36,000 a year, but I felt like a king. But before that, and before that first start date, I was on depression medication. Some of you may or may not have seen posts I've made. You may not know the story fully, but I was on pills. And that morning of my first day at Gannett Local, I had my pill bottle and I started to open the cap and I was going to pop the pill, and I just said no. I need to invest in me. And I went on and had success. I had super awesome bosses and Josh and Brandon and Nick Rico, Danny Johnson, and guys that I love, and especially Danny stuck by me in some dangerous times. And they gave me some wisdoms along the way. They put that hand out, and that's really where I started to see how I can invest in myself. I understood that comp plan really well, and I understood my sales goals. And I went out and sold a lot of digital marketing, a lot of SEO, a lot of PPC, Facebook ads, social media management. Life started getting better. Promotions started happening. Elevations started going on. Different opportunities to where, I've been in a vice president seat for 5 years now, going on my 5th year, actually. And I've had to rebuild myself and rebuild this family. And in that process, I've learned a lot. I also see who some real friends are, and I've also learned who some fake friends are. But the key is I invested in myself to have this type of success for a corporation. And I think some of that, what Marissa might have seen along the way, the rebirth and Marty 2.0, has led her to do some of the things here with LimeLife and the success that she's had. But you have to fundamentally say, I'm going to invest in myself. And you can do it, and you can invest and help the company that you work for today make their money, which you really won't reap the rewards of other than a good base and insurance. And if that's cool with you, great, awesome, fine. But if you're willing to take that risk, give something a try, and not just a 30-day, I tried it, and these 4 ladies didn't want to buy lipstick from me. That's not trying. That's like passively just going through the motions. But if you're really willing to invest in yourself and in the opportunity, you will reap the rewards. And those rewards are going to be financial. Those rewards are going to be job freedom, to where you're not punching the clock for someone else, you're punching the clock for you. It's inspiring your daughters, your sons, a family member. Maybe it's a friend on the sidelines going through some hard times in life and they need that pick-me-up. So different things to think about as you look at this opportunity, but what LimeLife is, it's no different than any other sales opportunity out there. It's no different than working for a corporation. But the key is that you're doing it for you and you're doing it for your family. And,
to kind of mirror with that, we had a friend of ours when we graduated from college. He went in to his boss after he got that degree, and he went in and he asked for a raise, and the manager said, well, why what makes you think you deserve a raise? And he goes, well, I just got my degree. And she said, oh, no, you don't start making the big bucks till you get your master's. And, even in the corporate world, you hit roadblocks. And, as a teacher, I taught kindergarten for a few years, and then I bumped up to second grade. But when I was a kindergarten teacher, one of my family members, it was a family dinner, and he asked me, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm teaching kindergarten. I love it. I love the little kids. And he said, well, when are you going to get a real teaching job? Like, you're just a babysitter all day. And so even in the professional world, even with a college degree, even doing the things that you're supposed to do, life doesn't always work out, and you may not even have respect from other people. So stop worrying about the stigma of relationship marketing, and if you're going to be respected or people are going to look at you like, oh, she's one of those people, because honestly, you don't always get respect where you are, no matter high up you are. So
100%. And I would tell you, loyalty is out the window with companies. I've seen a situation that has left me floored. And it's caused me to take a look at things okay. Again, I watched how my dad was treated in the older stage of his career. And
how long was he with his company?
40 some plus years. There is no loyalty anymore. And you're lying to yourself with all these companies. At any given moment, you're replaceable. And my dad taught me the best lesson many, many moons ago. You can take a bowl of water, fill it up, stick your fist in it, pull it out, and that's how much you're going to be missed. So when the next wave of COVID impacts hits, because let me tell you also what's going to come in the business world here in another couple of months. Companies are going to realize that there will be missed earnings and decreased revenue. There will also be more than likely another round of layoffs coming right at the end of the year. And that's going to be a way for companies to shed responsibility from their books. You're not immune to it. I'm not immune to it. But if you don't have something that you can prop yourself back up quickly with, you're leaving yourself in a bigger pool of risk than what you realize today. Because this mess isn't over. Loyalty is only going to take you so far in the business world. But investing in yourself, punching the clock for you, not someone else, is where you will make your biggest impact in the world of LimeLife.
And to mirror that, I posted an article, I think it was yesterday or a couple days ago, that Estee Lauder was closing 200 stores or something like that. And LimeLife, conversely, has had record-breaking months. We're selling out of products the day we launch them because they're so in demand. And so, we're definitely a company that is still on the rise. There's only 30,000 beauty guides in the whole world.
Yeah.
In the whole world.
What's crazy about this opportunity is even though we're in a pandemic, and I saw it on Twitter today, someone who is in my Chiefs fan feed, and she's a lady, and she posted a selfie of herself and very attractive face. And her comment was, hey, I forgot how good my face looks with red lipstick on because she's been wearing a mask so much. It's easy to skip that lipstick or lippies or lip gloss or whatever y'all ladies call that stuff because you got a mask on. But what we still need to do as humans is feel good about ourselves. And that's why if you go in and I challenge you to go to Google if you're skeptical and research this, you will see that makeup purchases, beauty products are all on the uptick during times of crisis, pandemics, war, because we have all that stress. We still want to inherently feel good about who we are and how we look. And if you don't believe me, go to Google because it's all out there. It's easy. It'll take you less than 20 seconds to pull up all that information and click on a link. business is booming. Now's the time to get involved.
And
Now
the
is
holidays
the
coming.
time to get involved with
Yeah.
the holidays. You got a bubble with COVID in the market. It is time to take advantage. This is where historically rich people got richer, is because they had the ways and means to grow in times when others were shrinking. And there is a shrink going on right now, right? And so invest in yourself, you can grow, and those rewards will pay off. And you'll call me up a year from now and say, hey, I'm glad that we listened to you. And as we send it out tonight, because I think our time here is,
Oh no.
let's go to the historical philosophers, Salt and Pepper, to send us out.
All right. So if you want more information about becoming a beauty guide, get in my inbox or message the beauty guide who maybe shared this with you. I know some of the gals on my team were sharing this. I'm done talking about it today.
Bye.
Bye, guys.